Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ServiceNow 911. We are now starting a special series which is ServiceNow GRC, and we will understand each and every bit of GRC slowly, step by step, so that you have the fundamentals, you have the background, and then you will be able to demonstrate, you will be able to play it in the PDI or in your company instance. So make sure you follow each and every video of this course. Let me start with the very first course. Okay. So now let us start with the very first video. And this video is why organization need GRC, that is governance, risk and compliance. It is very important to understand this. Okay. So let's start. First of all, every organization operate with risk. There are certain risks associated with every organization. In this, you can say technologies can fail. Any vendor can introduce security exposure. There are a number of vendors available. Regulations must be followed. Okay. There are various regulations. If they are not followed, then again it is a risk. And the internal process gaps can also create risk and uncontrolled failures. Okay. So with this, we can say that risk is normal part of any modern business. So you can say it is unavoidable. But what is the real challenge? Real challenge is not only the risk. Okay. Real challenge is lacking of visibility into that risk. When leadership cannot see the risk, they cannot see the threat, and therefore they are not able to act on it. And therefore, it is a big loss for the company. Because of that, we can say that decisions get delayed, various issues or threats remain hidden, and it is impacting and continue to impact. Okay, because they are not exposed, they are not being treated, hence they are growing rapidly and they are damaging the business. So this is the real challenge. Okay, so real challenge is visibility of that risk. So now let's move to the third part, like what is GRC. So we have discussed visibility issues and all. So this is where GRC, that is governance, risk and compliance, comes into picture. And it becomes essential. GRC provides a structured way to identify, monitor and manage risk across the organization. Okay, it connects business teams, security functions and IT into one coordinated approach, so risks can be understood easily, early, and however it is addressed before they can escalate. It means you are getting the risk most of the time before it impact or before it do major damage. So in simple terms, we can say that GRC bring clarity and control to the environment where the risk is unavoidable. So that is why GRC is very important. So this is just a basic which we discussed. There is lot to cover. Slowly I will go there. Okay, so just bear with me. Let me know your comments, your questions in comment section. Okay, now next topic is why traditional approaches are falling short. Yes, we are using various traditional approaches and they are failing. So let us discuss why. So in the past, many organizations manage risk through spreadsheet. They are using spreadsheet. They are using emails and manual reviews. Okay, they know the risk, but they are doing all these things or they are using all these things to mitigate it, to manage it. What will happen after that? It is a kind of disconnected methods. All these disconnected methods are creating fragmented visibility. So what happens? Leadership end up seeing only a part of risk landscape. They never have the full picture. Okay, because these things are slow, these things are not covering everything. That's why only 10% or 20% part of the risk is being exposed. The rest never exposed and hence never treated. Okay, and when the visibility is partial, decisions become slower and very less effective. Okay, so that's why organizations don't fail because risk appear. They are failing because risks remain unnoticed for a very long period of time. So this is what we can say. the traditional approaches are failing. Okay, so now let's move forward. How GRC improve control? So after implementing GRC, how it is controlling? So just clarification that this is a basic about GRC. For ServiceNow GRC, we have separate lectures where we will discuss each and every component of GRC, that is ServiceNow GRC. Okay, I am discussing here GRC as a whole, GRC as a business function. So just do not get confused or do not think later that I'm repeating. It is not repetition. It is a general one, and that will be specific to ServiceNow GRC, what all things it is having. Okay, so how GRC improve the control? So we can say that with a structured GRC approach, we can see that organization gain an integrated view of risk. Yes, they have an integrated view. They can easily see complete picture of the risk. By using structured GRC, the compliance can be monitored properly or continuously. We can also see that by using structured GRC, we can also see strengthened oversight and improved accountability by using structured GRC. Okay, it is also supporting faster decision making. Most importantly, leaders are able to make fast decisions and better informed decisions because they have the complete picture and their associated consequences in front of them now. Okay, so instead of reacting to problems after they occur, now with a structured approach of GRC, organizations are beginning or starting managing their risk proactively. Okay, I hope it is clear to you now. So now consider a common scenario. In this, organization often provide vendor access to internal system and sensitive data. So in any organization, we have a number of vendors, and it is right that these vendors have accounts, and these vendors can, see internal systems, can work on internal systems and the sensitive data. Okay, so just carefully see, if a vendor control is weak, the organization inherit that risk. Obviously, if that vendor is using weak controls, let's say they are using pirated softwares, okay, in that case, there is a risk to the organization as well, right? So what will happen in this? Without a structured approach, assessment may be inconsistent. Also, tracking become difficult and the issue are often discovered too late. Whereas with GRC, what will happen? We can easily manage the risks associated with the system. We can monitor the risks associated with that vendor. Okay, and the leadership gain control over the visibility because it is a structured approach and it will give clear cut exposure or visibility into the third party issues. Okay, so this is a great example which we can say, by using that vendors are imposing risk into the organization, but with GRC we can easily manage and track the issues most of the time. So from all this what we have discussed, what we can say, we have a critical insight that risk is very normal. Okay, you cannot have any organization where you cannot see a risk. It is a normal thing, but unmanaged risk is dangerous. Yes, you know the risk, you have the risk, it is fine, but how you are treating and managing that risk, it is a critical thing. If you are not doing that, then obviously you are in dangerous zone. So high performing organizations are not risk free, but they are risk aware and they are tackling it properly. Okay, so finally we can say that GRC, that is governance, risk and compliance, is therefore more than a technical capability. Okay, it represents a disciplined way of operating into environment where uncertainty is constant. And going forward in this course, this is the foundation and it is very important because everything you learn next videos, because everything whatever you learn in the next videos, it will be built upon this integrated approach of managing risks. Okay, you cannot say, you cannot think that there will be no risk, but we are here to manage risks efficiently in the environments where the system or organizations are working. So make sure you have this particular discipline understood. and you are able to correlate it with your current organization or think of some examples by yourself. So I hope you are clear with this video. Okay, why organizations need GRC. In our next video, so I will meet you in our next video, video number 2, where we will discuss one more topic with respect to GRC. Whatever I am going through, it is a straightforward, simple structure. Okay, simple, top down approach. So make sure you attend or you go through each and every video what I share here, and based on that ask me questions. I will try to answer it. Subscribe to the channel, lot more to come. We have our CSM course already going on, so make sure you go through it. Thank you. Bye bye.